Cheers and welcome back to the With the Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host as ever. Another week has come and gone, which means we are back to talk another episode of Peacemaker. Yes, we are here once again talking about the James Gunn, John Cena DCU TV series on HBO or Sky Max. And joining me, as ever, on this lovely escapade, he's the smackiest of smacks. He is the smacky one. Polly Smack, Paul Stirrup.
That's right, Polly Smacks here, and I've got all the sandwiches ready. This week, peanut butter and jelly.
Are you a
Because it's
peanut butter and
American.
jelly man? What's your favorite? Right, okay, let's start. This is why people are here. This is the real information we need to know. What is your chosen sandwich? What is your go-to piece?
You know, in general, I've just usually been a cheese guy, maybe a cheese and ham. You know, I'm the
Cheese
man
and
of the
ham?
people. Polly Smack, cheese and ham. I'm a man of the people. Not even any mayo on that or anything. You know, just nice bit of cheese and ham. If I'm feeling like extra like exotic, I'll maybe throw a little bit of pickle in there or something, but like only a tiny bit, you know. I'm not mad.
Ew. Fucking ew. Pickle. Ugh. I'm an egg man. But the thing that kills me is like, so see when you do these things, I don't know, like, have you ever done like one of these like so for instance I just did my panto shoot, so like, oh, we'll put on a spread. And like 9 times out of 10 it's just fucking sandwiches that I sat there, and it's always like fucking egg mayonnaise, and I don't like mayonnaise. I just like a simple chopped up fucking boiled egg and butter. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe have a wee
You
handful
like-
of quavers at the
like-
same time.
You like egg, but you don't like mayonnaise.
Yeah, that. What the fuck does that question mean?
And
Who likes
mayonnaise?
mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise is made from eggs.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, mate. Is mayonnaise not made from like fucking hingway oil?
It's made from eggs.
I don't think it is. I'm looking it up.
I'm proud.
Mayonnaise made from. I think it's made
Is
from
it?
like olive oil.
There's always an egg on the thing.
Primarily oil, egg yolk, and acidic.
Egg
Like,
yolk, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even fucking slightly the same. I like boiled egg, like mashed up in a cup and then spread on pieces. Nom nom nom. Fucking brilliant. If you're feeling zesty, I'm not adding a pickle, I'm adding a handful of quavers. Big handful of quavers in the gob, the same time as the sandwich. It's crunchy, it's cheesy, it's eggy. It's fucking phenomenal.
What about the Golden Wonder?
What? You know,
The
surely
Golden
you're-
Wonder.
No, I'm a Walker's man.
A Walker's, man. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not doing Golden Wonder.
The Golden Wonder have the best salt and vinegar. They're just so
I don't like salt and
vinegary.
vinegar. Ugh. Cheese and onion guy.
Oh,
I am a
I'm
cheese and onion
learning
guy.
all kinds of things here.
But put
This
it in
is
the
the
comment section.
information.
This is why we're here. This is what people need to know. Put it in the comment section. What's your favourite sandwich? What's your favourite piece? What was your lunchtime snack when you went to school? Put it in the comments below. Because for listeners old and new, welcome in, one and all. This is a spoiler-heavy podcast, but we will give you a spoiler warning, and then we will get into the details. But we'll just give our top thoughts. And the reason we're talking about sandwiches because that's slightly more interesting than what happened in this week's episode. I'm going to start things off. I found this week's episode rather dull. I think we've been spoiled with the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker. I think the 4th one, like it happens in every series, there's always an episode where it's like, right, we kind of need to somewhat further the plot with not really much excitement happening. There was a little excitement in the middle, but yeah, for the most part, I don't feel as if... I don't think this week's episode is going to win any Emmys. Let me put it that way. It was fine. I wouldn't say it's a bad episode, but it's just I just don't think there was much of interest. Really, it was a much more character development episode. Would you say?
It was a very yeah. It was. How do I put this? Filler. Everything about this episode was so filler. We barely paid attention to it. And if you know that
Is that
song,
fucking Liberty
put
X?
put put that in the chat.
What a fucking random naughty's callback.
I know.
Yeah, it was. It was very much filler. Look, it does kind of, it does further the plot in a sense. Like, I mean, I feel as if that's a stretch. I don't think it does really. Like, where are we much further along than we were
Um,
last
I'm.
week?
I mean, at the end of last week, they were
Yeah,
coming to round him up, and we've, they've tried to round him up in this episode.
yeah.
Um, but that in itself wasn't actually all that interesting, was it?
Yeah, yeah, and this is what I'm saying though. Is I think this is why it's more and there wasn't nearly enough. What's his name? I always want to say Invincible. It's not Invincible. Uh, Fucking Vigilante. There wasn't nearly enough Vigilante. We got a wee bit,
Oh
but just
right,
not nearly enough.
we
But
got
yeah, it just
we
kind
got
of.
a bit there.
I think the only thing that furthers is hardcore. Really, that's it. Like I think she's the only one that's in a kind of different situation for the most part. Really, from the beginning of this episode to the end of this episode, and even then we don't really kind of get that, and it was much shorter. I felt this week. This week's episode was like 40 minutes, which I think the last few have been
It did seem quicker.
50 or so. But yeah, look, it's not a bad episode by any means. Again, if you think myself and Paul are talking out of our arses, you're more than welcome to get in the comments and tell us why we're wrong. But yeah, let's get into spoilers. So this is now your spoiler warning. If you have yet to watch episode 4, this week's Peacemaker episode, head on over to HBO Max or Sky Max, wherever you watch this show, and then come on back and hear what myself and Polly Smack have to say. So yeah, as I say, there's not really much to talk about. So we see that the Argus have turned up. They're trying to get the door. There's lovely small interactions where you see the characters kind of like bounce off one another. Like we got quite a lot of
In the van.
Economos and stuff like that in the van, and talking to Langston Fleury, who again I still fucking really enjoy and stuff like that. But it's like ultimately it's like we see that Economos is kind of gets in touch with Peacemaker, and he's like, look, we're coming, you need to leave. And then we get a cool, like, the only kind of real action scene we get between Peacemaker and Judo Master, which again, very enjoyable and stuff, but
not really a hair on the mashing of mercenaries last week, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I just realised as well, I have skipped actually probably the biggest kind of fucking information we got in this episode. The opening before the credits was a flashback 30 years prior to Peacemaker, his brother and his dad out, and his dad shoots and kills an alien, and that's where he gets the tech from. Now, I will say this, that I'm intrigued about, because we were under the assumption that his dad was some sort of fucking like technological genius, and he's been able to make like portals and stuff, and he's on par with Lex Luthor being able to create these portals and whatever. And now that doesn't seem to be the case, so that's somewhat intriguing to me.
I prefer that as well, because the dad didn't really seem like maybe he was smart, but he didn't really seem like the genius type, if I'm honest.
What was it? He flunked out in 10th grade, so he's near the shiniest penny.
Aye.
But yeah, like to me, because again, we're now at that point where it's all just speculation, where we'll be talking about like, where does this link into Man of Tomorrow? Is this maybe Lex Luthor that's come up with it? Because there is a point where, what's her name? Adebayo kind of is like, oh, I thought your dad was some like super genius, who like come up with all this stuff. Like, how did you get all your helmets? And Peacemaker's like, oh, it's a long story. So I'm like, oh, hopefully we'll get to see that. So was that maybe Luthor that's made them? Is it maybe the villain that's going to come in to Man of Tomorrow? Could it be a Brainiac? Could it be like that is something of interest to me, like where we get to, and I think that's maybe another side of the story that we'll get in the other universe. or the other Portal kind of verse and stuff like that.
I agree. I think those possibilities are plenty. We actually got very little multiverse in this.
Do you know?
Although I am what
On you go.
what go on. I was
No,
just
you
gonna
go.
say I was quite happy to say that my theory was correct, that bloody hardcore in our world is the one that was having the
Oh yeah.
relationship with
With Rick Flag
what
Jr. Yeah, you were
with Rick Flag, yeah.
100% right with that. Again, I watched shout out to Nerdist. They did a fantastic breakdown video. They always do of each of these episodes, and yeah, I watched that there, and they had the same conclusion as you. And I was like, maybe I just read it wrong. But yeah, I feel as if it's the relationships in both of the universes. So it's we obviously got that interaction between Rick Flag Senior and Harcourt in Universe 1. So they obviously have like a prior relationship, not only professionally but from a personal point of view and stuff. I do like though that we see Harcourt kind of defend Chris, saying, "Look, he was doing what he was ordered to do. Like this all kind of stems back to, what's her hoop?
Amanda Waller.
Yes, Amanda Waller.
Big
So
Waller.
I did like that, but I like the fact that again, they're really kind of. I love the fact that she's still out there, just like fighting drunks and stuff like that, and coming back, and she's got a really good point as to like why is she the one that's been blackballed when everybody else that's involved isn't, and she's
not gonna punish her own daughter, is she? So
no, I know.
like, at least not massively. So
Yeah. And I think Harcourt's importance is going to be huge in these next couple of episodes and stuff like that. Before we talk about further on, like some of the other stuff that we got in the plot, I'm 4 episodes in now, and I can definitively say I don't like the song. It
yeah,
doesn't hit, it does not hit as good as season 1.
it's fine. Like
Yeah.
I don't really get. I wouldn't say I get as far as getting into it, but
Yeah.
I don't mind the Julian, and then after that I'm out.
Nah,
Like,
I don't think it hits. I just don't think it hits as well, and
no.
it's got to that point where I'd happily just skip it now, whereas I would watch it every week.
You know, it's funny because I went looking for this just a bit too early yesterday because I hadn't came out yet, but I thought maybe it had. So I ended up pressing watching the first few minutes of episode 4 of season 1.
Right.
And I was just like, the dialogue's really good. It was like a scene where they're all in a truck together. It's like the main cast are all in a truck driving away. And all their dialogue's like, it's really pretty good. And I was like, oh yeah, it's funny. And I was like, I don't know how we got here though, and why is everyone coming? And then it hit with the season 1. That it hit with the intro.
The
do
intro.
you really? And I was like, oh, it's just, there's no comparison. This is so much better. And I was like, shit.
I'd love to know though if we're like alone in that. So like again, if you're watching a show, let us like just in the comments just write season 1, season 2. What's your favorite intro? And like to me, I'm going surely it's a landslide. Surely everybody's saying who is there anybody out there that prefers season 2 intro music? I don't know. Well, obviously James Gunn because James Gunn did it. But yeah, like so we got more information. We got like he can move the portal, which is quite cool. And like obviously you saying there's not a lot of multiverse stuff in this. I literally said out loud, I was like, Paul's gonna hate this. When he was like moving the portal to somebody else and stuff, I was like, he's gonna hate this part.
The one part of multiverse we got in this, you're right. I did hate it.
I knew you would. I knew you. I literally. When you've been doing this as long as we have now, Paul, I'm just sitting going, I can literally feel as if I can tell. I'm like, Paul will dislike that. He won't be a fan.
He literally, it's like the major plot point that he's got this door to another reality and he can just take it for a walk.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It makes sense, and it gives us a way of like again, it kind of further like not that this was like a fucking pivotal episode, but it allows us to kind of like, oh, they thought they caught him, but he's actually moved on elsewhere now. But yeah, even the relationships between the characters, I don't think a lot kind of gets furthered in this episode. Like even like we get more of Adebayo and Chris being together, and her being the one that he calls, and like obviously Vigilante keeps kind of walking in on them, and like that just kind of seems to be all he's getting to do this series, which is a shame. But
Do you think that's gonna be some kind of, he's like maybe a sleeper villain? Do you think that's the thing? He gets pushed over the edge. He's only wanted to be best pals, and then he finally snaps.
that would be cool. That would I would
And
quite like that for season 3. That would be fun.
maybe it's like, he's been in on the joke like for so long, but he's just feeling like too at arm's length, and he finally just actually wants a friend, and then he's like snaps or something.
That could be a shout. I wonder what will snap him if like maybe he takes Adebayo through the portal before, or no, because he's already been through in that other world, cleaning up the body and stuff like that.
Maybe if somebody learns more spider facts than him.
I mean, I think that's already a thing, is it not? How many eyes have they got? 2. And he's like, not
2.
Yeah, so there was some nice reveals and stuff where I did like the joke where Adebayo's put in like an ad for like a hitman, and Cena's I keep wanting to say Cena. Peacemaker's kind of like, yeah, that's a scam, and he's like, how? What do you mean? And he's like, it's just for people to put in ads to be hitmen. And he's like, how many people read it? And he's like, 12. And she's like, what, 12 million? No, 1,200? No, just 12. 12 people read it. I quite like that joke. Again, we're fucking slim pickings in this episode, but yeah, me, say again.
We're reaching the bottom of the barrel here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to figure a place. Again, the thing is it's not a bad episode. It's just not very. It's not thick with action. It's not thick with plot. It's not like it's a very forgettable episode. Like there'll be episodes that I'll remember, like the Eagly fight when we first get introduced to titties. That's going to be that's a favourite episode of mine that I will talk about. The episode where he stops the bomb thing in the bank, like that'll be an episode. But by the time we get to the end of the series, this is going to be a very forgettable episode. However,
for sure,
we do get to see that he moves the portal. We see that he is kind of admitted, like he's thinking about starting a new life over in the other portal, and he's going to go and talk to Harcourt. But Harcourt has, to what we have seen, betrayed him and is going to turn him in to Argus to get her life back, to get her job back and stuff like that. So what I think this episode does do well, though, is it leads us to guess and maybe fantasy book a wee bit. So I'm going to just throw questions at you, Paul.
Okay.
Because we know next week is the last episode that everybody's seen in terms of reviewers and people that have showed the episodes early. Nobody's seen the last 3 episodes. So going into that last episode, right? Here are my questions. First question is about Harcourt. Is Harcourt going to betray Cena? Peacemaker? Is Harcourt going to portray Peacemaker, or is she going to kind of like back out in the last minute? What do you think?
Here's how I see this playing out.
Go on.
Either she's gonna betray him,
right,
or it's your classic double bluff. Looks like she's gonna betray him, but she's already let him know that they're on their way, and they'll pull a fast one on them. What I think it might be leading us towards, I think we might actually lean into betrayal, which is gonna. Peacemaker's gonna be the one to actually push Harcourt away this time.
Right.
After let's say he gets away, he pushes Harcourt away. He goes running into the arms of other Harcourt, but then he maybe takes Annabelle with him. But then we find out there's something wrong with the other
universe.
The other dimension's still too, like they were hinting almost at it in this episode. Like saying, what if it's just like a fantasy land?
Yeah. I like that though. I like that.
I'm still thinking it's just another dimension as opposed to that, but I'm wondering if it's his fantasy land and that everyone he loves is alive and it's going great for him. But I still think there's something we don't know about this world that is going to be like a major flaw for him.
Yeah, I think we're going down the big old fucking fascist Nazi. That like his dad is that hero
I
over
could
there,
see
and
that.
that's what that world is. I think he'll realize that she's betrayed him. She'll regret it and try and kind of help him in a way. But he'll be like, "Fuck you, I'm out, I'm gone," and he'll go over to that other world, and it'll still be all fucking. Say next week's episode is like 50 minutes, and we've not watched the preview yet. But what I might do is I might pause us at some point. We'll go watch it, and then we'll finish this podcast by talking about the last kind of bit. So to me, I think next week's episode it'll start with the betrayal, and he'll be like, fuck this, I'm out. He'll go to the other universe. For that middle third, the second act of that episode, it will all be hunky dory. But by the end of that episode, we'll get the reveal of everything that is wrong with that multiverse. Whether that's shown to Peacemaker, or I think it'll probably just be shown to us. And then the last 3 episodes will be the fallout and the conclusion of him being like, actually, this place fucking sucks. I need to get back to my place and stuff like that. Did you like what's his name's character? Michael Rooker.
The Eagle.
Yeah,
the Eagle Killer. I thought one of the funniest bits in the episode was when what's his puss
pushes him,
chucks him on the rock. Yeah.
See, to begin with, I thought he was just going to be like just a silly eagle hunter, but by the end of the episode, he seems to be otherworldly.
It's still like, I think he's like tapping into like the Native American spirits or something. That's what I got. Like he's tapping into the sort of spirit world, and like I think he's still a comical character because let's face it, his nemesis is Eagly.
Yeah.
Which I do like. We're getting some backstory. He's some kind of eagle spirit, which is why he's like almost sentient. You know, he's like but
that's what I'm thinking.
An eagle demon or something.
I don't know if it's just the eagle thing, or maybe that's just his shtick that he likes to hunt eagles. But like, I wonder if that's something that he can like. So he drew like some sort of symbol, eagle symbol, and that's how he was able to track Eagly. But I wonder if he was to draw like Peacemaker symbol, would he be able to kind of track Peacemaker or something? I don't know. Like,
I think it's going to amount to the same thing anyway. Because like when we see him do that ritual, the Eagly's going to see where Peacemaker is anyway. So
I've just had a thought, and I quite like this thought. So. The bit after he gets pushed, and he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck happened?" And he's like, "Oh, you were about to shoot that eagle, and then another eagle came," and I'm like, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not true. Eagle are solitary people, unless I've found like the alpha, the prime eagle, or blah blah blah." We've not seen another Eagly in Universe B, have we?
Not to my knowledge, no.
That could still be a reveal. That could still be a thing. We could get a reveal that there's 2 eagle. Oh mate, 2 eaglies. Give me a double eagly fucking fight scene.
Some eagle on eagle action. That's what we're after.
Tag team. I don't want eagle on eagle.
Oh, a tag team.
Tag team against Michael Rooker. That's what I want. Michael Rooker and fucking Langley getting tag teamed by Eagly 1 and Eagly 2. So yeah, like. What do you expect then from the last 3 episodes that we're going to get? You're still under the assumption that it is like some sort of fucking fucked up universe?
I think the grass is too green, so there's going to be some big flaw. Where we've not seen it yet, we've not really been introduced to it. The world's too good.
Yep.
I think Rick Flag Senior is going to make Rick Flag Junior. Otherwise, I feel like it's ludicrous to even include Rick Flag Jr. in this series.
Yeah.
But I think Rick Flag Sr. has to meet Rick Flag Jr. I also think, when I was watching this episode, I was like, I know he said he couldn't grow a beard because he's doing something else, and I'm like, isn't that what we have like wigs for?
Right.
Like, I feel like a big white beard would be quite easy to do wig-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wear a wig. If the beard was so important, maybe he's shaved because it was his new job.
Maybe.
So there's that, and I think Superman is. I'm still holding out. It's going to be Superman is what we see.
Yeah, I'm forgetting.
Maybe a blood, because there's been quite a lot of references to the Suicide Squads. I was thinking maybe a blood sport or something.
I think we get a Lex Luthor.
Oh.
I think Lex Luthor's the cameo that leads into to Man of Tomorrow. Right.
That would be almost as good as Superman, actually.
It could be the reveal in terms of the tech.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that could be the reveal. It could be, if it is Brainiac, it could be Brainiac that is the one that all this kind of stems from, or something. If he is going to be the villain for Matt, that is that's just the rumored thought, but that's the thought for who's going to be the villain for the second. For
is Brainiac
supposed to be, because it's technically, like, James Gunn has kind of hinted at Lex Luthor and Superman are having to somewhat team up together to defeat a greater power. So you're going, Brainiac makes sense for that. So
I do actually like the concept of Brainiac, because it's kind of like the Borg from Star Trek. But I just kind of hate the name Brainiac.
Yeah, but again, that's just comic book, mate. That's just comic book cheese, isn't it? Because realistically, Joker, but we love Joker.
Joker, I don't mind. Joker fits. Like, it's ironic. I think Joker's a finder.
But that's because we've been oversaturated. We've had so many Jokers. We've got lots of Jokers.
No,
Brainiac's only something that we only somewhat know of.
No, like I know a bit of Brainiac. Like, I'm not like an expert, but I know a bit of Brainiac. Brainiac is just not like a name that I can like ever feel like inspires fear. Like, Joker is fun because it's a fun name turned upside down. If
we'd had as many movies with Brainiac as we would have had with Joker, I think we would have been kind of like, yeah, okay. How's it any better than Doomsday?
Doom's Doom, like, Doom's a great name.
No,
you know
Doomsday.
what I mean? Like, Doom. All right, Doomsday. Right.
Doomsday?
Well, Doomsday even. Yeah, Doomsday. Doomsday's a better name than Brainiac.
Nah, I think Brainiac's better.
Nah.
Plus, if you do Brainiac properly, if you do like Brainiac like in was it Injustice, the game? He was terrifying in that game. Like, if you do him like that, you're fucking laughing.
That's what I'm saying. Him as a concept, like, his character is good. I just don't like Brainiac.
Very fair. Right. Again, it was quite a shallow episode. There wasn't really much to break down. If there's anything that we've not touched on, put it in the comment section. Myself and Paul will jump in there and talk about it.
I thought it was the scene where what's his fuss? Econominus was pretending to hack into the door was somewhat funny.
Yeah,
is what I have to say.
I feel as if there's times I really like him, and then there's times I don't like him as a character and stuff. This one, he was fine. I did like the fact that she's like, I don't get paid to put up with your shit. And he's like, no, you fucking do, because it says on my CV that I have no social skills, but it's worthwhile putting up with that because he's really good at other things. And that, again, I'm going, yeah, that's fine. I don't know. There was just nothing really that really grabbed my attention. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to pause here right now, but like, with the magic of editing, we'll be straight back in. We're going to have a wee look at the preview for next week, and we're going to give you thoughts in 3, 2, 1. Cool. I've sent you the wee link if you want to have a wee watch of it.
Yes. All right. Sorry, I thought that's what you meant.
No, just so there was a wee pause so that I know where to kind of cut.
All right.
So I don't
all right. Sure.
In fact, I can look. The smart thing would be, right, so that's roughly at the 30-minute mark. So at the 30-minute mark, I can have a wee look.
Cool. Goodness me, there's not a lot to talk about in this episode, is there? You watching it? Yeah. Okay, I've seen that now.
Smashing. And we're back. So we've just watched the preview. I feel like we fucking nailed that. I feel like we're absolutely spot on with what we've thought there. Spoilers if you're not interested in knowing what's happening in next week's episode and you don't like watching the week forward. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Yeah, like to me, that's everything I expect. It's making us get to the point where Peacemaker's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. I'll be interested in how they try and make him do it. Like what the premise is. Is it like I just don't want to be here anymore? Is it like, oh, maybe I can bring people back to my universe? Like I don't know what they're going to do with stuff like that. But like to me, it looks like there's more action. At least it looks like there's more plot development.
It looks like a much more interesting episode.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
I would on that little clip, I would say it definitely looks like Hardcore's betraying Peacemaker.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
100%.
I'm leaning into that. So I think he'll go captured. They'll either for some reason let him go, or he'll escape, and I think he'll go running into the arms of other Hardcore, and then we will find out there is some kind of huge flaw there. But he will push Hardcore away, and the way relationships work, Andrew. Listen, I'm letting you in on the scoop here. The way relationship.
I'm interested. Go on.
If someone has been pushing someone away, they're chasing them. As soon as that person goes, no, you, uno reverse, then the pushee becomes the pusher, and then they start chasing them in reverse.
So you think Hardcore is going to chase Peacemaker?
See,
I mean, you're the romance expert for the Witness podcast. But yeah, to me,
local romance expert Polly Smack.
But yeah, it was a pretty uneventful episode. It's not kind of gave me a bad taste for the series. You always get one of these episodes. It's very rarely you get a series that doesn't have one of these kind of filler episodes. So I'm still looking forward to next week. I'm interested to see what happens with Michael Rooker's character and obviously where Peacemaker ends up and stuff. I'm liking the fact that Frank Grillo's character, Rick Flag Senior, is getting more time and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think for me, I think we've kind of reached the halfway point of the series. I think next week will be a biggie, and then it's just going to be the last 3 episodes are going to be nuts in terms of plot, in terms of cameos, in terms of where we're going to get to by the end of this season. That's my hope for the last 3.
I think because he's kept such tight wraps on the 3 episodes, I think we're going to get one big reveal in each episode.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
I think one of them will be the true nature of the other universe. Yep. And I think that will be like sort of shocking.
I think
it's not like a guest star or anything. It's like there's got to be something about that that's shocking. So
I think we'll get a tease of that at the end of next week's episode, and then episode 6 will be the full reveal. And then I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to put this is my bold prediction by the end of the series. I think by the end of the series we might not see the villain, but we will know who the villain is for Man of Tomorrow by the end of this series. So say it's a hint that it's Brainiac. I don't think we'll see him, but I think you'll get a like at the end of fucking Batman Begins, where he's like, "Oh, there's this new guy. He leaves a mark every time." And he turns it around. It's like, Joker. I'll look into it. We'll get that. But it's like
we'll get that.
This brainy motherfucker. He's got a hand in every pie, and you'll just be like, I'll look into it. Like, that's what it'll be. But yeah, let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Peacemaker. Let us know what you're thinking of the series overall, and get your predictions in for the final half, the second half of this series, especially the last 3 episodes that nobody knows nothing about, other than I think the people in the series and James Gunn, because nobody's seen them to this point. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We are trying to grow this podcast channel, this YouTube channel, to bigger and better heights. So if you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. Do us that favour. If you're interested in all the other stuff we're doing Peacemaker just now. But at the end of this month, I think we'll be doing Gen V. There is a Marvel Zombies reaction to the trailer. Myself and Paul have done a reaction to the new trailer. We will be reviewing that. We'll be going to try to get some movie reviews. There's some wonderful things coming out about is it A Long Walk, and there's some wonderful things coming out about One Battle After Another. So I'm going to try and see those.
That.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and see those as quickly as possible, so that we can get especially One Battle After Another, because that's getting a lot of Oscar talk. So I'm going
to
maybe try and,
Leonardo,
the
DiCaprio
one. Yeah, so it's getting a lot of Oscar buzz. So I'm going to try and see if I can organise for all 4 of us to go and see it early, and then we'll try and get a wee spoiler review for that. But yeah, lots to come on the podcast, so make sure you're doing us that favour. Please, please, please go and hit that subscribe button. Get involved in the conversation. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Paul, where can the lovely people find you and all that you do?
If you were to push me over and split my head open and looked in my gaping wound, you would find my Instagram somewhere in there at Stirrit Story.
And you will find me staring at Polly's Mac's gaping wound from my room with my binoculars at and Alpha Grey on all social media platforms. But as I say every week, I don't want your follow. Don't follow me. Fuck off and follow the podcast at WithMatesPod on all social media channels. Hit that subscribe button. Get involved in the conversation. We will be back next week with episode 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Let's on the main G.
Other names for Brainiac: Smarty Pants, Intelligator, Brain Boss.
Brain Boss?
Brain Boss.